also couldn't push me with a little bit of the Thank you very much, my powerful pastor, and our leader, that is the TG. Thank you very much. Then we are on the guest segment. Then what are we going to look at today? We want to look at what is going on between the federal government and ASU. We thank God that ASU is now back to school, but there are story behind story. Then out of the story, let's look at it. Pay with head salaries or risk scheduled academic session. ASU wants federal government. That is one. Then another one is that strike. Nigerian government insists ASU members want to receive withheld 8 months pay. Likewise, the Minister of Education, Adamu, stated that one that ASU will not collect salary. Likewise, from the school, Bayer University Kano postpones examination as ASU protests salary cuts. Then likewise, Uniben ASU reject half salaries. Then likewise, ASU chairman Uniloni Moyo Sore Ajao says ASU to boycott classes over half payment of salary. Likewise, with their salary, ASU Conwa may close ranks against federal government. I hope those are the headlines in some of the Nigerian newspaper for you. Now, I want to look at it. Yes, one of the effects, a few of the effects of a strike is one of them is poor standard of education, likewise increased crime rate, then dim future, that is for the country, poor economy and corruption. Some of the very things that happen to be the side effect of ASU. Comrade Olaitan, you are welcome, sir.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning, Nigeria.
Yes, you belong to the two classes.
Yes.
Then where do you stand?
I stand in between the federal government and the ASU. And at the same time, I will support the federal government one side, and at the same time support the academic staff union of the university.
But you are not a sword.
One side. Today, my coin will have the two sides.
Okay.
But it's been on the perspective. The issue of ASU in Nigeria, like I said earlier on, it has become something cankerworm that is abating our academic activities. Today, I want to appreciate the ASU and at the same time, the Minister of Labor. It is time for ASU. There's a section, if you allow me to quote it here, there's a section in a Trade Act Dispute section 48, Roman figure 1B, under the cap T8, stated, and I quote, that for every employer that lock out his workers, such a worker has the entitlement to his or her wages, salary, or any other applicable to it. That the government should bear it in mind, the federal government should bear it in mind, that there's an agreement when you are employing somebody, there should be an agreement during the process. The agreement is either you go on strike or not. There's a law that backing it. But if Raventure want to be unbiased, want to be logical enough, it is time that we need to see that why good strike all the time. And I want to say this. I chatted up the Professor Emmanuel Oyekede, the president of the ASU. It was yesterday I was trying to get in touch with him through the social media. So it is time for the ASU to bear it in mind that the strike is not a veritable only means for settle or for resolving the academic dispute or the industrial dispute between the government and the academic union. It is time we sit down. Let us come together. Let us rub mind. The pro rata payment of the October salary is what I'm against. The government have to pay the full salary of October. Prevention the rest 8 months, they can come on table. You are not work for this, we just want to give you the bonus. But it is tight, it is right of the it is right of the academic staff of the university to get their salary 100%. But if at all the government want to do one or two things, there should be a roundtable meeting. The roundtable meeting where the ASU will deem it, we go back home and rub mind with their member. Now they will not come back. If it is 25%, they can forgive and forgone. If it is 50%, the federal government is standing on 50% now. That you are taking half salary because you are not work for this. And I want to tell you this, sincerely yours. I will support the government on that aspect, but not now. The government should come back genuinely. That if you are not work for certain months or for certain days, you are not entitled to that particular wages or salary. But not on this matter. The issue on ground, there's a law that has been established already. That once you are as an employer, once you are locking out your workers, that because of the issues, such a workers are entitled to his or her wages. The government have to pay. But if at all the government want to bring in an idea, there should be a roundtable meeting. The economy is crumbled. We all know that. And I want to say this. Ideally, something is not work for it. You are not entitled to it.
To
be factual. We need to change this society. We need to bear it in mind. There are some issues that we need to shift grant. The federal government needs to shift grant, likewise the ASUU needs to shift grant. But if we want to have final solution to this ASUU strike all the times, it is time we come to the table. Not only ASUU, the civil service. Not only ASUU, the civil service. It is time we bring another policy. It is time we bring another rules. It is time we bring another regulation. It is time we bring another law. That if at all you want to go on strike, your strike should not exceed or exceeded the certain days, certain working days. That if you want to continue such a strike, you have to go back to the work. And review it. That is what matters most. The 8 months sitting down home, eating without work, and you want to take billions of naira. Billions of naira. Are you getting it? So it is called for review. It is called for review. And that 8 months, I must sincerely tell you, you have the enthusiasm of academic activities of our young undergraduates has been low. Completed low. Some of them don't have interest of going to that school because the idea of they have it in mind already. After NYC, they will now be still looking for creative job. They know creative something that they'll be in order to be learning tailoring, fashion designer, and so on. After schooling. Now some of them are now deemed it fit. Within that 8 months, the serious one among them are at least looking for a way of either agriculture or the creative, like I said, the apprenticeship and some other things. Some of them are starting any money. So the interest is no more there.
To learn again.
Even some of them, the boys among them who can write machine. Some of them have been taking a mask, or I don't want to mention a company. Some of them has been processing of getting a ride. Are you getting it? Now on daily basis, somebody used to riding a bike in city, go home with 5,000 naira. Go home with 5,000 naira profit. Now, so how do you convince such a person
to go back to class?
And tell him that that education is a bedrock for this, education is this and that. So such belief is not coming anymore. So it is time for the government to come to the right table in a pleading manner, in a persuasive manner. We are not saying, I'm talking to the federal government now. If the federal government want to come back and tell the ASUU that we are not saying you are not entitled to this money. They have to say that it is your right, legit one. But because of the economic issue, you want to pay the 50% or want to pay the 60% of your salary, and you forgive and forgone the rest. The ASUU will now go back home, meeting our members. This is the situation. But if they continue in a situation like this, the ASUU will have their way. The industrial court will give the ASUU a mandate that will favor ASUU because there's a law being established already. There's a law in a trade act dispute that for either private or public organization, corporate, once you are locking out your workers, there's a law being established for it. That the association workers are entitled
but in this case, the government wants them at work. The government didn't lay them off, but they are the one who deliberately excuse themselves from work. Because they have the right to collect the money.
They have the right, because like I said earlier on, there's a rules guiding the every activities between the employee and employers. Are you getting it? And the law being established says, once you lock out your workers.
But they are not locked out.
They were locked out. The reason is this. It's because Africa, I keep asking myself, when are we going to grow? The only language the African leaders understand between their workers and the leaders of the government is strike. Why? And I want to challenge the council as well. There's 1,000+1 ways of telling government of making requests. Without strike.
President yesterday pleaded to council that they should find another means of protesting.
Yes, beyond the strike. Let me give an instance. I wake on the midnight today and I ask myself, if I happen to be the ASU president today, I will call all my members not to partake in 2023 general election. At least 23 professors, vice chancellor of the university, will serve as returning officer of each state. I will call all my members, boycott it. Don't partake on it. We are telling them that we are annoyed, that we are not happy with the system.
But do you think that, Nigeria, everybody
this is because of personal benefit.
Yes, some may not agree.
And that means they don't know what I mean. That's the problem. They are not contentment. That's our problem in society.
But I want you to look at this one. What some of these members, some lecturers are saying is that they will go to the class in as far as the court has said that they must go back to the class. They will go to the class, but they will not do what they are supposed to be doing. What is your advice to them?
You see, in academic environment, this is just a formality. They deal with adults. You don't need to be shouting as a professor in the classroom as well as a PhD holder. You are talking to the adult. That's why I always pity the primary school and secondary school teachers. They are the one making the economy meaningful. On a tertiary institution level, either you like it or not, once you get to the class, even under 10 minutes you can complete an hour job. Are you getting it? I'm not saying they are not doing job. I'm into a particular show. They are doing job. But telling us that you go to class and you not do whatever you
some
want
of them will just send material.
If you send material to an adult, there should be an instruction follow it. You have to go to the class. And let me tell you this. Ideally, religiously so, both Christian, traditional, and the Muslims, you have to ask yourself, there must be a consent, something that I don't work for.
Justifying the money you want to collect.
They have right to collect it. I don't want to mention a name. I have a professor here in the Southwest that once the man missed a class in one of the universities in the Southwest, once he missed a class, we return that source of money to the pocket of the to the purse of the federal government, and he's working with the federal university.
Yes, even
we have somebody like that in civil service in Osun State. The man just retired. That today I'm supposed to spend 8 hours in office, but I couldn't spend that 8 hours. Spend 6 hours. The remaining 2 hours, the man will calculate it and return
money to the treasury.
That is a society we are looking for. So the actual should bear it in mind. It's not work for this money. Forget it. You are at home eating, enjoy yourself. You are on the street for struggle. But I'm saying this, it is your right to collect it. But at the same time, you have to come to table, rub mind with federal government, go back to your table, meet your members. I'm talking to President of ASU now. Meet your member, rub mind in a situation like this. What percentage can we give? They have to give up the percentage
because it didn't work for
it. Yes, it didn't work for it.
But what you are saying is that that very 8 months can never be recalled again in their life, in their service year, because you know that very 8 months is part of what they are supposed to claim something for. And if they miss it, they won't add it when they are going on. We have the number of years to be spent. Then that means automatically, if they don't collect the money, they are going to lose.
But what about the lives of the students? What about the lives of the students? What about the parents who are having a target? There are some parents that they have target. Some of them from hard-earned money. Some of them have tailored their life. Okay, my firstborn is 300 level. Once he gets to the 500 level as an engineering student, how they relieve. After NYC, we'll be taking care of his youngest one. We have parents like that. Hostel now. Hostel. They have to pay for another hostel. But 8 months more or less is section.
It's section.
So if they are taken in such a way, what about the parents who are paying the school fee? What about the parents? What about the parents?
We cannot do everything today. We have to postpone it to another time. I'm very sorry. The issue of ASU is a phenomenon that has started some years ago and still relevant. We are going to meet another time. Then when is another time? Honorable Asimi, you will still come and do more work on this topic. I want to appreciate everybody who made today a reality. ADBC Abidjali. Till next week. Bye for now.
Hey, what a lucrative, invaluable, scintillating, and explosive program on OSB television. Iliawiye Okebale Oshogbo Christine Golden Footprint. Wow, this is for you and I to imbibe the culture of heroism. Golden Footprint every Saturday 11 to 11:30 in the morning is garnished with extensive linguistic exquisiteness via semantic, pragmatic, phonetics, and other variety. You shall acquaint heroes and heroines while extra package for school ages is quiz online. People of nobility can showcase powers on the biggest academic show while schools and academic enthusiasts can power the quiz angle to augment the progressive dance stride flowing in the state of Osun. Contact numbers are 08034114959 or 08033760292. Aha! Golden Footprint 11 to 11:30 on Saturday mornings with ADBC Abidjali. A challenge greater than in tantalizing fantasy. Fantasy.